Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a twin flame reading for the week of January 28th until February 5th. Now, I'm going to give you guys a bit of an introduction describing some of the energies that are at play this week. So if that's something that you're not into, you can go ahead and check the description box down below for a timestamp for when the reading actually begins. For the rest of you, there's an energy of new beginnings around us, but we have to be willing and able to receive in order for this all to come together, in order for it to work. Clinging to old wounding and baggage will only bring us more of the same. So many of us are wishing and hoping, but our manifestations aren't showing up because they're blocked, and these blocks come from within. Venus is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, and this week it's showing us that there are physical world toxins around love that may be pushed to the surface that need to be released from our system. And this is necessary so we can be a harmonious match for love or our twins. These 3D toxins are negative beliefs around relationships or about, the opposite sex, or about gender, about men, about women. Venus conjunct Pluto means love goes deep into the dark right now, and the shadow traits around love this week are really going to be triggered. So these shadow traits are things like intense suspicion, secrets, paranoia, power struggles, jealousy, desperation, and even revenge. So it's really important, you guys, that you stay in your light and purge any darkness that might be in your system. Remember that you are light, and so is your twin. Now, we also have Neptune square the North Node, and this is going to present some challenges between your life path and spirituality. So this is happening between Pisces and Gemini, and we see that as a collective, we may be resisting true guidance based on ego or thinking we know better, or we may have received spiritual information that has distracted us from our true path, our soul's calling. Your soul always knows the true path. And returning to our soul song, our authentic truth, is when we are most magnetic to our divine counterpart or to our twin. So when we leave our authentic truth, we move into a frequency that is not aligned with our counterparts. It's really all about awakening to our own light and our own uniqueness and tapping into our own true frequency, opening up to our power. Everyone is completely capable of returning to their light, to love, and to unity. The era of idolizing leaders, celebrities, gurus is coming to an end, as the age of Aquarius is all about this individuality and equality, and the true path forward for each and every one of us is represented by awakening to your own beauty, your own light, your own bliss, your own power, and your own unique path. When we open our connection to the universe, we activate a wealth of love and support that's going to propel us forward on this journey. If you find that you're suffering or you're in lack or there's some intense struggle, it's likely that you just need to open this connection to the universe, realign a little, clear away the debris and the human baggage that we're carrying around with us. Now, sometimes this human baggage, it can be something that we're carrying around from our past, okay, our belief systems, but oftentimes it's not even ours. It comes from the collective. So this is how we open the twin flame connection to love. And this week, or the day that I'm doing this reading, we have the full moon in Leo, which is the ruler of the heart and courage, and it also rules kings and queens, my divine counterparts. The full moon is about releasing past disappointments so we can start over in the light of positivity. Jupiter conjunct the sun during this full moon heightens this and adds optimism, expansion, and a little bit of luck to the mix. But it's important that we really ask ourselves what old hurts are holding us back. And if we think about times where we felt rejected, or when we showed a person or the world our true self and felt estranged because of that, to heal that, to clear that, to really embrace your uniqueness, your individuality, and what you bring to the table. Emotions run deep because you guys were feeling the past right now. Your dreams will also be showing you where you might have wounds that need to be healed, so you can open to happiness, unity, luck, and love. So we also have Mercury going retrograde this week until February 21st, and it's set to refine our understanding and fully prepare us for this next chapter, for the age of Aquarius. This Mercury retrograde is set to be relatively smooth compared to the recent ones, and our last one in Scorpio was quite intense. The future isn't set in stone, and Spirit really wants you to know that this happens with every choice we make and every step we take. It's important to release emotional judgments and criticism and rise into a higher state of detachment. See the future as a choice that we are making, not something that we're being led into or we're stumbling into or stumbling upon. So it's important to understand that we have the power to tune into certain frequencies or channels, programs and feelings, and when we find ourselves channeling into feelings or frequencies or programs that we don't like, that we have the power to switch that, to change that. We are not powerless. And the twin flame journey is not meant to be a struggle, and the ascension process is here, or is really meant to clear out blocks to love so that we can live in bliss and be sources of light on this planet. Not only for our twin, for ourselves, but also for the collective. So you're meant to be in love. You're meant to be in union. You're not meant to be in suffering and pain. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to ask that you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box for ways you can get a private reading, or if you like the decks that I'm using, I do have them listed and linked in order of appearance. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's see what's going on with my twins this week. Messages for my twins, please, for this week. Messages for the twin flame journey this week, please. Okay, beautiful. 11:11. Ooh, signs and synchronicities. Love ignites. Ooh, beautiful. There's that Leo energy I'm really picking up on from that Leo full moon, and we get the divine masculine. Okay, so on the right-hand side, I'm going to be reading the energy of the divine masculine, and on the left-hand side, I'm going to be reading the energy of the divine feminine. Remember, I'm not talking about gender. This is about energy. So we definitely have something unfolding here. And I love how the divine masculine is in this contemplative state. But at the same time, he does have his back turned, so he may be in an energy of soul searching, trying to figure out what truly makes him happy, moving through his own illusions, okay, trying to come to the truth. And we have the divine feminine, this reignition, this spark, definitely with this full moon in Leo. We have forgive. So this is about forgiving each other, and this is also about forgiving yourself. Beautiful. I love the energy of forgiveness because many of you guys are following signs and synchronicities that are leading you back into union, okay, or reunion. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's see what's going on with the divine feminine. All right, messages. Oh, look at that. So we have the Two of Swords, letting go of resistance, a clear new beginning, and the Ace of Cups. You know what? I'm going to keep those. Ooh. So look at that. Love ignites with the Ace of Cups. Some of you guys, you know, in a lot of my readings, we have a lot of soulmate, a lot of twin flame energy coming through. And this is happening as a result of the age of Aquarius and the energies that are propelling us forth on this journey. So the Two of Swords is beautiful because it's about stalemate and indecision, but in the reverse, it's like a decision has been made. There's some sort of clarity. The divine feminine knows what she needs to do. She knows what she wants, okay? And she's starting something new, and she has really been working on refilling her cup, that emotional fulfillment, which is bringing her into this internal place of balance, which is in turn attracting the divine masculine. I love it. And I love the harmony that I'm picking up here with the universe, with signs and synchronicities. Many of you guys are absolutely seeing 1111 all over the place, but it may also be other number sequences, you know, like 1, 2, 3, or, you know, whatever number you might have. But the signs and the synchronicities are coming through really, really strong in this reading. So the divine feminine is letting go of resistance, is really in this energy of self-love and emotional fulfillment. And this is igniting a passion. This is also attracting the masculine. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's go see what else comes through. All right, so we get the Five of Swords, beautiful, coming out of conflict. And you know what's really interesting, you guys, with this Five of Swords energy, it's also, you know, when we see this puppeteer, what I'm getting is also this is seeing beyond the 3D, seeing what's truly important. So even if you aren't in union here in the 3D, you're connecting in the remote soul planes, in the 5D, in the dream space. And this is also helping to sort of remove those blocks that you may have to union, okay? And you know, you're doing the work. This is also coming out of conflict and not being afraid to channel energy that you need to into yourself, because first and foremost, this is what in the introduction I was talking about with this energy of Aquarius. And you know, it's about really being able to detach, to get a higher perspective, but detaching from those old timelines, that old programming, okay? And those old sort of the negative energy that we have around relationships or about men or about women, you know, and it can be disempowering that women are victims or have been mistreated, distorted feminine energy. I'm not saying that women haven't, but really replaying that narrative can be quite disempowering. And, you know, and then sort of these energies of, you know, all men are dogs, or they cheat, or you always get hurt, or the twin flame journey is always really difficult. It's like I see the divine feminine really purging that. Also understanding here that it's important to put herself first. So holding space for the masculine, doing the inner work that brings her into balance, but knowing that, you know, since you share a soul, or they share a soul, that the work that she puts into herself is also benefiting her counterpart. And I love that. And we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So I do feel as if the divine feminine is walking away from that old paradigm, moving into the new. And as we know, the age of Aquarius, the divine feminine is really taking the lead, okay? Is really, really taking the lead here. So I love this energy, and there's something new. The divine feminine is not only on a new journey, but again, many are coming into union. You may be presented, or you may have signs and synchronicities that lead you to meeting your twin, okay? So really kind of interesting, like an interesting turn of events, serendipity. All right, things that seem they can't quite be explained. I don't know if that made sense. Things, you know, your meeting is going to be serendipitous. It's going to be like, you know, if this hadn't happened, then I never would have run into this and this, and one thing after the other. So it's beautiful energy here. But love ignites, absolutely. Divine feminine, completely in love, not only with herself, but also this new energy, this new idea of connection and unity. So on the divine masculine side, we had the Ace of Wands pop out in reverse. So the divine masculine, I feel like, is in this very sort of contemplative state. He may have his back turned at this moment. So again, if you know who your twin is, there might be a little bit of emotional distance. But what I love about that, though, those of you that resonate with the divine feminine, it's almost like it doesn't matter if you're in union here in the 3D, because you're doing all of the work in the remote soul planes, and your love is unconditional. So it's like no matter what's going on with the divine masculine, the divine feminine is filling up her cup, releasing resistance, going after her hopes and her dreams, coming out of conflict and really standing up for herself, really on her own unique path. Not to say that she doesn't care what the divine masculine is doing, but it's what we call this unconditional love, finding that happiness in that center in what she's doing. This is the work that needs to be done in order for people to come, for twins to come into union. Now, the divine masculine may be contemplating, you know, there's been some sort of divine intervention here, also divine timing at work. What I'm picking up on with this forgive energy and these other roses, look at that. We've got twin flame right underneath there. And look, we've also got the fifth dimension. So again, that 5D energy work that you guys are doing, and also meeting in the dream space, meeting in different remote soul planes, doing that work, coming together, knowing that you guys belong together, that you are together. Okay, even if you don't feel that here in the 3D. But what I'm getting here as well, and this came out in your pre-shuffle, you guys, that the divine masculine still might be embroiled in some karmic situations, or may have some choices to make about where he's going to go in love. And again, I do feel like there's this energy of soul searching. For those of you who know who your twin is, and they have, you know, they're in a karmic connection, I feel like this forgiveness energy, you know, the feminine is starting to really see the big picture, detach from all of that energy and see the big picture that truthfully that you guys do belong together and that you are together, okay? Even if you're not in the 3D. I see the Divine Masculine still sort of working through that, trying to understand. And I don't mean to make the Divine Masculine sound like, you know, adult or anything here, but really sort of, you know, the masculine energies have been going through such a detox with the solar plexus, and it's really a huge paradigm shift as we move into the age of Aquarius about, you know, working about what it is that the Divine Masculine really truly wants and what is his truth. Okay, and so I see that with the Ace of Wands, they're needing to connect with spirit and doing a bit of soul searching. Okay. All right, so we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So there may have been a little bit of a setback, but the Three of Wands in reverse takes me back to the Two of Wands. So a time of planning. And look at the Divine Masculine. He's in this energy of the thinker. He's trying to figure out what decision to make. Some of my Divine Masculines out there are trying to make a decision between two people, but he does really need to spend some time alone to figure out, you know, how he's going to get out of a karmic situation that he may be in and move towards his true partner, or figure out who his true partner is, what it is he truly wants also out of this journey, what is his authentic path, because that has been muddled, that has been, you know, that has been a gray area for the masculine for quite some time. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else. We've got the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, so feeling that separation, and we get the High Priestess in reverse. So I do feel with the High Priestess in reverse, it's the Divine Masculine having a little bit hard time accessing intuition because of sort of these sort of foggy, collective, static, you know, airwaves that we have with Mercury going retrograde. There's also an element of frustration of not being able to be in physical union with the feminine. And we're seeing that with the Ten of Cups. So there is this separation between you guys. And what I'm seeing here with the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Divine Masculine really trying to get a grip on, trying to really understand what is his wish fulfillment, where is his happiness, and trying to make this decision. Now, not all Divine Masculines are in another karmic situation, but they're trying to figure out, you know, what is their happiness? What does happiness look like and feel like to them? All right, so it's interesting energy coming out. So let's go ahead and see what's going on between you guys. I absolutely love it. Lots of signs and synchronicities. Again, pay attention to your dreams. You might even want to keep a dream journal because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up for healing and clearing between you guys, okay? And also between you and previous partners or your past. It can even go back to your childhood. All right, so we get the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a little bit of a lack of collaboration. I'm seeing that there's a bit of frustration here, but what I'm seeing, the Divine Feminine isn't tied up in the fact that there's no collaboration. She's channeling her energy into what her authentic path, her soul song, what it truly is. The masculine starting to feel a little bit frustrated because things aren't coming together. But again, divine timing is at work here as well. Six of Wands, success and recognition. So we see a single person on that card, somebody who is, you know, in this victory pose. So again, I do feel like there's this separation between the masculine and the feminine where they're evolving separately in order to come together. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's also a card of marriage. It's about two coming together. So it's like this is happening, but there is a little bit of frustration because it may not be happening within the timeline or the time frame that you want it to happen, okay? And especially with the Divine Masculine starting to get a little bit frustrated, but I see the Divine Feminine just channeling her energy into, you know, again, into following, you know, that niggling her soul, what her soul is calling her to do. So we have the Ten of Wands. This is a karmic completion. So on both sides, you know, partners, you know, divine counterparts might be completing a karmic cycle with, you know, karmic partners. And, you know, oftentimes too, that can be the delay, whether you know your person or not. You know, it's like, you know, I'm waiting for my person to get out of whatever they're in right now. I don't really know who they are or where they are, but they're wrapping up a karmic cycle, which is going to pull you two together. And it's going to be very synchronistic for many of you, especially those of you who don't know your twin. You guys might also have very sort of mirrored experiences, okay, with your past loves in your life. What I also love here as well is this karmic completion, you know, for the male, for the masculine as well here, completing a cycle, completing a very difficult cycle, and on the verge, on the precipice here of this new, very passionate beginning. All right, and we can see that fire. I feel as if the Divine Feminine has her heart light on. So almost like, you know, two souls, you know, in the night, two ships blinking their hearts at each other. And the Divine Masculine being quite contemplative, but does need to sort of turn around so that he can see that or shift his perspective. All right, and then we get the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a little bit of advice here. You know, I feel like Divine Masculine might be feeling a little destabilized by these energies this week. And also as we move into the age of Aquarius, we're leaving that energy of Capricorn behind, that tough parent, and also this sort of masculine rule. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's also a reminder to look beyond the 3D, to not place so much precedence on, you know, on work and on things and what we can see, but really getting in touch with that intuition, getting in touch with your higher self to see where you're guided on this journey, because you are being guided into union, okay? So overall energy here, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, decisive action. So I do feel like there is a little bit of confusion with the energies that are at play this week, you guys. But again, it's nothing, you know, what I was talking about in my introduction, we all might get thrown off, but we have, our soul has this internal GPS where we can find our center again, and we can shift, we can, you know, like a dial, we can tune into the frequency that's most aligned with us. And when we find ourselves struggling, or when we find ourselves having lots of difficulties, you know, we have the ability to switch the dial, turn the dial and tune into a frequency that makes us feel good. And in doing so, we're tuning into the frequency that our twin can also come and find us, okay? Okay, so I'm going to pull some love and lust cards just to get an idea of what's going on here between the masculine and the feminine. So let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and see what else comes through. The Divine Feminine. I'm the type of person that loves to ask you how your day went. To hear your voice is therapy. Sometimes I stop myself from calling you, but I cannot resist. My anxiousness gets the best of me. You are my ecstasy. My love, look what you've done to me. Beautiful. I love this energy because I feel as if this is the energy that the Divine Feminine was in, but that she's also leaving behind with this Five of Swords. So not to say, I mean, I do feel as if the Divine Masculine, some of you, there might be separation or distance. You know who your twin is. And the Divine Feminine is holding space, is wanting communication, but she's waiting sort of very patiently, and she's choosing the frequency that she wants to be aligned with. Okay, and it's one of love here with the Ace of Cups. But for others of you, the Divine Feminine is leaving behind this sort of it's it's a fear-based need to know what the other one is doing, to need validation from the other partner. And I love that, because it's about this huge shift that we're going through from Capricorn into Aquarius, okay? So I really like those messages coming through there. All right, on the Divine Masculine, you're the temptation I can't resist, the sacrifice I risk it all for, in hopes you don't end up my downfall. So again, the masculine knowing that there's a lot at stake. For some of you, and I know some of you are going to be angry with me as I say this, but your Divine Masculine may be in a karmic connection, okay? Maybe in a marriage or have another commitment. And again, you know, he's really contemplating how to get out of that, how to sort of get rid of the competition, because I'm seeing that with those roses around him, get rid of the competition, how he can move towards his feminine, okay? Let's see what else is happening. And I love the imagery there of the apple, because it's really sort of, it's about the truth. It's about getting in touch with your authenticity, with truly knowing. And I feel as if that's the soul searching that I'm picking up on with the divine masculine. So someone has a secret fetish for you. They want to worship you down to your feet, to taste you, caress you, and explore every inch of your skin. Allow it. Tiptoe your way in. Ah, beautiful. So again, there might be some, there might be, it could be one or both parties here are not quite communicating their wants or their needs. Again, there might be something that's sort of kept secret about this situation. But I'm also getting, I love tiptoe your way in. It's almost like there's no rush, because remember, what's yours cannot be taken from you. And it's also about enjoying the process and this evolution, because I'm really seeing the divine masculine and the feminine evolving separately so that they can come together, so they can align with their frequency, which brings them into union. Okay, now we get what eats you whole leaves you hungry. Yeah, so there is a deep longing between both parties here. Okay, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, now let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some Island Time Wellness cards just to get a bigger picture here. So additional messages, please, for my twins. Again, with the Knight of Swords energy, there could be like that you guys are not in communication right now in the 3D, but the 5D communication, especially with the 1111 energy, is beautiful. Okay, and some of you guys are not in communication because there needs to be forgiveness. Whether it's been an argument, whether it's a betrayal, whatever it might be, it could also be, forgiving past life karma that you have generated between each other. So look at that. The feminine gets the healing heart, freedom from toxic relationships or addictions. I love that. So the feminine healing, putting that energy into her own soul song. The love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So you're definitely, if you're the divine feminine, you are definitely picking up on your masculine thinking about you when you're thinking about him, or even in, you guys are dreaming of each other, but the divine masculine wants to reach out. Okay, and look, and she's on the phone as well. So it's like, it's going to happen. These frequencies are definitely aligning here, you guys. Soulmates, beautiful. So a beautiful soul connection. I do feel like as well, this could indicate that there are karmic partners involved. Yeah, as I say that, we get karmic relationship. So again, I feel as if, it could be the masculine, it could be both, have karmic partners. Okay, but not for all of you. So we get coffin, endings, bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation. I love this because there really is an ending to the age of Capricorn. We move into the age of Aquarius. The divine feminine is taking the lead and is just transforming. Is transforming and detaching from those old paradigms. And we get the sword and the rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. This is the truth. The divine masculine is in this soul-searching energy to get to the truth. What is his truth? It is gorgeous. I love this, you guys. Now, I've lost my other deck of cards. Okay, sorry about that. Let's take a look and see what messages come through. Additional messages, please. Oh, this one wanted out. I don't know how I feel anymore. Okay, interesting. You feel like home to me. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I love this energy. The divine masculine really coming into this understanding of what is his truth and also who is his other half. I love this. I don't know how I feel anymore. Yeah, because also the divine feminine going through major transitions, major transformation. I feel as if it's really this switch from pining away, trying to control, needing to come into union, to being this very sort of self-sufficient, beautiful energy that's really detached from everything else that's going on, channeling her energy into her work, into her life, into her purpose. Okay, and so it's this maturity that I'm picking up on that I love. Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. And I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. So we have this forgiveness. So there could have been something that was, we saw that secrets were coming out here. So again, it could be that there was a karmic relationship here involved, or it could have just been, you know, true feelings not being discussed. Out of fear of rejection or humiliation or, you know, social pressures. Again, the divine masculine, you know, in our sort of previous timeline and our previous paradigm wasn't quite able or wasn't encouraged to express his true feelings and emotions. All right, and then we get, you've been in my dreams, absolutely. So the dream space there, and that was in the introduction and it came out again. I can't seem to find the right words to say to you. Okay, so I feel as if this also is that King of Pentacles in reverse. It's this 3D energy. It's not so much about talking, and we see that here with the Knight of Swords in reverse. It's not so much about talking. It's about that mental connection and the telepathy that you guys have together. This is where, you know, a majority of the work is being done. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some romance angels. And we get separation. Yeah, so that's coming through, but I don't feel like it's for very long. Okay, forgiving and learning. So forgive comes out twice. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Engagement. Okay, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Yep. So we have deception. This has come out a bunch of times in this reading, you guys. This could be, again, like I said, not admitting true feelings. And again, it could be that there was some sort of betrayal or, you know, yeah, or, you know, or karmic situation here that somebody didn't quite know about. And we get flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So I do feel like many of you, you know, relationships are one of our most profound lessons that we learn here on this, you know, on this sort of earthly existence in Earth School, if you will. All right. And I do feel as if, you know, this flirtatious energy, I feel like this is part of the deception. So again, I feel like, you know, the divine masculine is quite contemplative. He's got his back turned to sort of the heavy stuff right now. So again, you might see that he's extending his energy to other places because it's like he's still in this process of soul searching. Okay, and looking, I feel as if also this forgiving energy is about not only forgiving your counterpart, whether you're masculine or feminine, but also forgiving yourself, you know, for maybe feeling as if you screwed things up. You didn't. All of this is happening for your benefit. These are all lessons that are helping you grow and evolve so that you guys can come together or come back together. So we get freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Yeah, and remember, you guys, this is what we're meant to do. We're meant to be free. We're meant to follow our unique path. And we see that with the divine feminine coming out of the Five of Swords in reverse, leaving drama behind, no longer on puppet strings, really coming into, you know, coming into her truth and her authenticity. So I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. And we've got those secrets coming out again. So someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. Okay, so for some reason here, I'm really getting this energy of deception and flirt. You might see somebody, you know, and it would be sort of, and I don't want my Scorpios out there to get mad at me, but scorpionic energy, if a Scorpio really likes you, there's a tendency for them to kind of ignore you, okay, because there's an energy of vulnerability there. Now, I'm not saying I'm just speaking to Scorpios, but I do feel as if the intensity of the connection the divine masculine is feeling and is doing a lot of soul searching, he may have disconnected, okay, but it doesn't mean that his feelings are any less, okay, than, you know, less than his feelings are stronger than he's letting on, is what I'm getting, especially with Secret Admirer. And again, he might be extending his energy to other places, and that might be hard for some of you to understand, but I feel as if it's a defense mechanism. It's like what's happening while he's coming into his truth, and also trying to figure out how, you know, how he can come back to divine feminine or move towards who he sees as his divine feminine. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found clarity and guidance in these messages. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.